All right. This this video, I guess I'm just gonna talk about some of the things happening in our world and beyond it. What it has to do with us and things like that. Just basically shooting the breeze on some of this stuff that's going down. Well, I don't really put too much stock in a lot of these wars and stuff that's going on. I don't think that those will be the major linchpin. I think those things are being affected by other things, of greater order. Um, the Middle Eastern conflict, Gaddafi, Mubarak, all those people over there. That's an existential human conflict, something that would occur whether or not there were cosmic events unfolding, natural disasters, and galactic alignments and things like that. While they may have a part to do with that, because we are the material of the stars. Just in a different organization and capacity. But I don't think that's really what's gonna be the big eye opener for everybody. Is an end to war or World War III. We love to fight. Human beings, we love to fight. That really wouldn't change anything. Another war. But what about Japan? What about what happened there? That was more destruction than a war that would last 5-6 years would do, and it did it in a day. The Earth has shown us our place, rather given us a small taste of our place, and that's what I believe the big deal is that I think a fractal of destruction is about to occur, starting with the smallest components, the microbial destruction, swine flu and things like that. Energetic destruction first. We have the dissolution of our electromagnetosphere. In extreme degrees today. It's to the point where it is so compromised that we can't really perceive the scale of it. We say a hole 4 times the size of the Earth. We don't think in those sizes. We would look up at the sky and imagine something 4 times the size of the Earth there, and it would basically be the sky. There's no way to really perceive these energetic anomalies that are going on with the naked eye, and until they become extremely intense, which I believe they will. But that's digression. From that we have a disturbance of molecules, fundamental elements and things like that. We have a disturbance of hydrogen in the atmosphere. We have a disturbance of carbon down here. We've got a lot of problems with our small molecule components, our small atmospheric molecular components. With this chemtrailing and spraying and everything, I believe is just further adding to that instability and that chaos. Further exacerbating the situation. But beyond that, you have the disturbance of forces. Electromagnetic forces will disturb geoelectric magnetic fields and cause faults that were previously inactive, or at least had minimal activity, to become much more active, severely active. I believe the Earth is undergoing an expansion phase from the energy that has been funneled into it from the sun. As we line up with the center of the galaxy, I believe the Earth is literally expanding with energy, with raw power, and that power is manifesting itself in the forms of global catastrophes and calamities and things like that. Now, do I believe that a new world order is behind this? No, I don't. I believe that there are secret societies, and I believe that if given the opportunity, they would like to see a not necessarily totalitarian, because there are many secret societies and they don't all necessarily agree with each other. So it would not be, I don't think, one way of thinking, one government, one order, because it's not possible. People that's just prime for self-destruction immediately. Um, what I do think, though, is that the secret societies that are in a modicum of power, political power, financial power, power in various fields of academia and progressive science, both biological and astronomical, and everything in between. Um, I think that those societies will assert themselves as the new states and the new governments and the new principalities, as it were, of religious thought and sectarian thought and secular thought. And in that way, we are returning to the old order, because that's the way it used to be. Secret societies would mandate the rules that the kings would follow. I mean, the priests have always been in power, whether it be overtly or covertly. The priesthood has always been in power. The priesthood, whatever you want to, whatever, just pop whatever you want to on that, Bilderberger, Rockefeller, whatever. See, there's not just these families, it's forces and associations to which they are connected. Nobody can have a lot of power just by having a lot of money, because the people who form the definition of what we call power created money for their own ends. So anybody who has a lot of it just has this, I mean, come on, you're still in their pocket, literally in their pocket. So no, I mean, it's not about money. It's not about money, and it's not about control of the world. They don't give a damn about that at all. I believe that there are people who have understood that there are forces affecting this planet and society which are intelligent. However you want to say that. I think that, if we go back and review the Lost Book of Enoch, we hear how the Watchers, the Nephilim that perished in the flood, were reborn as the tempests of the earth and natural disasters and plagues upon the planet. And then there, we're on tricky ground. Do we anthropomorphize and say, yes, there are these actual beings that came from the stars and came down here and stuff like that? Do we not anthropomorphize? Instead, do we make this, a purely existential paradigm? Do we go atheist, so to speak, and go, these are just natural disasters that occur and that happen? Or do we take a completely neutral approach and say, well, if they're there, cool, and if they're not, that's cool too, I'm here? Or do we combine all of these? What if it really did happen that way? What if somehow the workings of the cosmos are more dynamic and complex than we could have thought? I mean, all of the world's texts, all the world's sacred religious texts speak of the end being as the beginning and the beginning being as the end. And is that a return to the natural state of things? Just the natural state of things, which would require the dissolution and utter desolation of our culture around the world, our advancements and our achievements. And if this is to happen soon, what manner of preparation will save you? This is something in my last little bit of this talk, I guess. Yeah, sure, that's great. You have lots of guns, you have lots of food, you have all this stuff like that. All that's going to run out. All of it. And what are you going to do? I don't think that we're preparing in the right way. I think that we need to be learning how to plant. We need to be learning how to actually interact with the earth. Being able to actually interact with the earth, because this fractal of destruction is reaching us, our level of destruction. Some of the highest levels of destruction. You can wipe out, a million colonies of ants in Africa with a single flood, but how do you take out, like 5 billion people?